Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. You're ready to move your business forward, but first, you need to find the right team. Start your search with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It can help you reach qualified candidates fast, ensuring your listing is the first one they see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs. See the results for yourself. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Alloy Health. Use code ALLOYPOD for $20 off your first order at myalloy.com. Hot flashes, brain fog that makes you forget why you open the fridge. It's not just getting older. It's hormonal and treatable. Alloy provides women with evidence-based menopause care online from doctors who actually specialize in midlife health. No waiting rooms, no pharmacy drama, just real relief. 95% of women feel better in just 2 weeks. Visit myalloy.com and use code ALLOYPOD for $20 off your first order.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Paranormal Nashville. This is your host, Tony Pratt, high atop the mountain in scenic Pasquo, Tennessee, where the truth lies not only out there, but within each of us. Thank you for joining us as we embark on a journey of exploration, delving into the mysteries of scientific and paranormal realities. For further information, check out our UFO Skies website at http://tonypratt.gozera.com, TonyPratt.gozera.com. Also, you can visit us at our Paranormal Nashville Yahoo group site, where you can listen live online or at the WRFN Radio Free Nashville website, www.radiofreenashville.org/.
Welcome to Paranormal Nashville. Maybe not. There's no sound. What happened?
I can hear it, Tony.
Oh, you can?
I can hear it.
Okay. Well, the headphones aren't working. All right. Welcome to Paranormal Nashville. Our guest for this evening's edition of Paranormal Nashville is Dr. Stephanie West. She is known by the professional moniker Dr. Shay West. Dr. West is a clinical hypnotherapist and founder of the Redstone Institute of Clinical Hypnotherapy, RICH. Our topic for tonight's discussion is unlocking the power of the mind. Dr. West is a naturopathic doctor who earned the title Master of Hypnotherapy at the Edgar Cayce Group. That's the ARE, Association for Research and Enlightenment, through the Eastern Institute of Hypnotherapy. Shay is a certified pain management specialist by the Infinity Institute and the International Medical Dental Hypnotherapy Association. And although Dr. West has experienced great success helping people in not only medical and health issues, an example weight loss, smoking cessation, pain management, etc., she also became involved in forensic and other type regression therapies only to uncover many spontaneous life regressions. Shay also specializes in holistic and metaphysical approaches, empowering others through hands-on interactive training in advanced hypnotherapy, including soul retrieval, multi-self-integrational methods, as well as higher self or spirit guidance. And Dr. West has her own spirit guide, Shahathi, a Native American Indian chief who is also the same entity channeled by Houston Cunningham, who has been a guest on the Paranormal Nashville program. Welcome to the show, Dr. Shay West.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now you are an ND rather than an MD.
Yes.
An ND is a naturopathic doctor. What exactly is a naturopathic physician?
Actually, originally, they were the doctors that used anything holistic, natural, herbal, anything other than allopathic medicine. So it goes into a wide range. It's the opposite of the medical
Okay.
MD.
I'm going to ask you some real basic questions here. And
Hey, can
yes.
I interrupt you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got this guy here. I'm interrupting him actually. His name is Sandman, and the reason you're not hearing his show is because I disrupted his show because I thought it was my day, and I was wrong, and it's still going to be my day. It's both of it. We're going to share the day. So Sandman is co-hosting the program with me tonight.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw out there to everyone that's expecting to hear ParaReality Radio.
Right.
Now you know what's going on. Just a slight mix-up on Tony's part here, which I have graciously agreed to just kind of co-host his show tonight. And I'm actually very interested in your guests. So if you don't mind, Tony, I'm going to be probably
just
breaking in and asking some
chime in
questions of
there
my own.
anytime you feel like it,
Okay.
Sandman. The first question I wanted to ask you, though, Dr. West, Dr. Shay West, is it possible to hypnotize the unwilling? In other words, does the person have to be cooperative, or can you actually hypnotize someone against their will or without their knowledge?
Without their knowledge, but not against their will.
Okay.
There's about maybe the World Health Organization estimates there's might be 10% of the world population that absolutely refuses to be hypnotized. But basically drive-in TV, reading, there's a lot of everyday things that shift you into alpha, which is really the beginning state of hypnosis. So it's actually very easy.
Yeah. Is there a theory behind why that 10% cannot be hypnotized?
Other than maybe they have programmed themselves or what they've been involved in is just on that high state of defense. And it isn't, and part of those people are actually unable to concentrate, believe it or not. The higher concentration level, the higher concentration, and that's what hypnosis is. Even if you think you can't be hypnotized or concentrate, that's really the baseline to it. So the few that cannot be, they really don't understand it, they have no concept, and they can't concentrate or focus very long.
So being intelligent does not...
Actually, it makes you more susceptible.
It makes you more susceptible because
Yes.
you can understand
They're the easiest.
concept and you,
You
you're
can
able to
focus
go
and
there.
concentrate, and that's all that it takes, is just a moment of that.
What initially got you interested and involved in hypnosis? I mean, what was that spark or quest, or what was that moment that made you say, hey, I want to really find out about this stuff?
Definitely all the reasons have been accidental, sort of my own, maybe seeking my own healing or relief or answers. But originally, about 20-something years ago, just happened to be accepted into an apprenticeship to an acupuncturist in Dallas, Texas, and his associate was he included a hypnotherapist. And her job was to relax the clients so they wouldn't have anxiety. A lot of them were desperate. They were in a lot of pain because they'd been through all the medical, and this was in the early 80s. Insurance did not recognize or pay for any of that. So she was there to sort of make their little journey.
Does insurance recognize or pay for some of that
Oh,
now?
yeah, definitely. If a doctor writes it
Cool.
up, prescription, it'll be paid for.
For acupuncture.
For acupuncture and hypnosis.
What, do you open a little bottle and there's like needles in there? And
Yeah.
oh, you do it to yourself?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Two different things.
Okay, I got you.
Two different things. But now, there's a lot of the medical profession that does acupuncture now. So it can be paid for. Hypnosis is paid for if a doctor writes a prescription. Say, for instance, you were a smoker and you're going to have a heart operation and he wants you to quit. He'll write a super bill. And you can turn in, it's called a super bill, which is all the payments in advance.
Really expensive bill.
Exactly. It's everything included, like the whole program. They'll send it to their insurance, and their insurance will pay them.
Doesn't
or
sound
reimburse.
so super for the patient, though, huh? So you earned your Master of Hypnotherapy at the ARE, the Association for Research and Enlightenment. That's the Edgar Casey
Right.
group. And, okay, that's the Institute of Hypnotherapy under Dr. Alan Chips.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a...
When did you begin studying there?
Probably, it's been probably 1995, 96. I had learned the acupuncture and hypnosis back in the 80s because I apprenticed under both the acupuncturist and his assistant.
Yeah.
And then probably about 10 years after that, actually moved out of Dallas into Florida and back up to Tennessee, and then went over to Virginia Beach and had the certifications.
Okay, you've had a lot of success with helping people in medical areas, weight loss, smoking cessation, pain, addictions, anxiety.
Right.
When did it expand into past lives, alchemy, enlightenment? Explain all that.
Actually, it was a real funny thing because when I was in the medical field or physical therapy and I'd be sitting there, it would actually spontaneously happen to them.
Right.
And I would just be counting just 10 to 1, doing like a little pain relief or relaxation, and they would interrupt me and say, hey, I'm aware of something or something's coming up, and they would actually ask me a question during the session. So that's been going on for quite a while. And they would, after the session, they'd ask me what I thought about it, and I would just say, hey,
So how
it's
did
up
this
to you.
occur? Like you're regressing somebody, and they just keep regressing past zero, or?
Well, as you count 10 to 1, that's sort of like the preliminary relaxation. My intent would be to relax them so they wouldn't feel the pain, or their pain would change, and in the midst of that relaxation, they would start speaking or asking me questions.
Yeah.
And it would be, well, I'm aware of a different time, or in my mind's eye, my imagination, they would begin to tell me that they're experiencing a feeling, or just being somewhere different. And then I'd just ask them a very open-ended question, well, what are you aware of?
Yeah.
Not what do you see, because some of them don't see, they just feel
Perceive
it.
it.
Yeah. So I would just ask them, what are you aware of? And they would go through a novel, per se, of experiences that they were aware of.
What is forensic hypnosis?
Forensic is a sort of a new type approach. Say, for instance, a victim of crime is still traumatized, and so traumatized their memory and everything is shut down or blocked. In hypnosis, they can retrieve information without feeling the trauma again.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
So they can retrieve details.
Right.
Where if a trauma happened, a lot of people are sort of shut down emotionally, physically, they're damaged. Your mind can override that and go back to that moment without having to re-experience it. And there's information stored up in your subconscious that it can retrieve. And, the memory is there. It's always going to be there. It helps them release it.
It's like a perfect memory.
It is. And it can, your subconscious is aware of, even if your eyes are closed or...
Can you give someone a photographic memory, release it?
You can release it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of gifts. Yeah, there's a lot of gifts. It's easy. You just ask and...
Okay, can past or future events bleed into current timelines? Or maybe this
What do you...
this is an off-the-wall question, but
Yeah.
it's something I got off of your website.
Okay.
About timelines.
Yeah.
Yeah. In other words,
are they connected, or?
We were discussing earlier about time, and you were saying there is no time per se, and what I'm saying is, can the past or the future bleed into now?
Oh, yeah, I can.
mean, in other words, can you start perceiving? Yeah,
definitely. Like on a flow where you could tap into past information and future of your own self. Definitely.
Okay. All right. Now, when did you discover that you had a spirit guide?
Let's see. Probably real definitely about 10 years ago. Just sort of, I was aware of some, a force or energy always being there of a different type, but not really. I myself didn't see that, like in a vision or anything. I would actually have people come up that were aware of it and would say things.
So other people could see your spirit guide and say, who's the Native American guy standing there beside of you?
And these are people that weren't into that. They were not. They were just classmates or someone evidently came through really strong.
So they're not even people that are necessarily psychic, or
it really freaked them out.
Okay, so how is it that you, with all your gifts, couldn't see your spirit guide, but yet someone who supposedly...
I didn't really ask to. Not until I said, okay, I really want to see, because everybody else is. I was like, well... And I asked that question, too. It just wasn't the time. One day you walked around the corner, and it sort of freaked me out.
Oh, no, I can understand.
So you go into shock. Your body's like,
what was that?
Yeah. So you do sort of shut off. You can choose.
Okay, now, you know the name of your spirit guide, but how did you discover this name?
Well, the unusual thing, I went to a gathering of just a group of people, just invited.
Like-minded individuals.
Yeah. And it was a new thing. It was a new thing for me.
Right.
Just something I felt like I needed to go to. It seemed pretty cool. And went there, and the gentleman that was hosting it came up and asked, what I did. And he heard that I did the hypnosis, and he was interested that possibly, he might contact me later and do a session to see if he could find out the name of his spirit guide. And he had been told that by his spirit guide that it might be a possibility he could find out the name. And he just referred to him as the old Indian chief that hung out with him or came at different times. And I thought, yeah, sure, we can do that. And he said, well, I'm being asked to show you something that I received years ago, and it was actually an ancient skull. So he took it out of a box, and he handed it to me, and I'm holding this sort of Egyptian-looking, shape type head. And
it doesn't look like a normal modern human skull. It looks...
And he said it was sent to him by a museum, which is very unusual. Museums usually don't send things out to just people. So, but the Indian, the spirit guide, Shahathi, made, things happen to where he received this physical type thing. And at that time, he says, well, the Indian chief says in time,
So he arranged to have his own skull sent to our friend Houston.
Exactly.
And who was so? But who was in possession of this skull?
A museum, I think.
A museum.
A museum. Actually,
someone had to actually own it, or there was a possessor that.
We don't know. It still had the documentation, the numbers.
But someone didn't they like will it or have it sent to Houston at their death or something like that?
That I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It was a real quick little thing that happened, very unexpected. But
I mean, that's a deep thought to think that this Indian chief, who he's in communication with, and you also are in communication with, arranged it so that his skull would be sent to him. Is there a reason why his skull was sent to him, other than the fact that you would then be able to hold it and pick up on the fact that I know you too?
Yeah, but I did not. Houston said, he says he knows you too. And I said, oh, that's great. And I really didn't feel it other than just sort of a tingle going through the body and going, I wonder,
Hey, I have a first question from some of my listeners.
Great.
What would you prefer to be called?
Shay's fine.
Shay, okay.
Yeah. Dr. Shay,
okay.
yeah, Dr. West.
Okay, I like Dr. Shay.
Dr. Shay, yeah.
Okay.
So, Dr. Shay, I have the first question from some of my listeners, and this comes from Ricky, and He's referring back to your spirit guide
Okay.
that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
You had said that you couldn't see him,
Right.
but a lot of other people could, and that he didn't make his first appearance until you kind of asked him.
Yeah.
He wants to know if the reason other people could see him was because did they ask to see him, or was he trying to show themselves to them so you could get a clue in?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. I think it was just gradually getting me used to it.
Okay.
You know, the idea that he was with me. And mainly I think it's also allowing them to know that he was a type of protector, guardian, to back off or be aware that he's there watching.
Yeah, that
I
makes
gather
sense.
more of that, and I do realize that evidently he's in contact, or what Houston had said, which I agree with, that your spirit guide just is not just assigned to you. It may be a group.
So he's
just like
got
more, yeah.
who knows how many people.
They're multidimensional. They can go faster, do whatever they need to do.
Okay, I want to give you your website, Dr. Shea. It's http://hypnoelevation tn.tripod.com/. If you just go hypnoelevationtn.tripod.com, it'll get you there.
Yeah, it may not come up like the website, but it'll say, do you want to go to this website, and it'll have it, and just click on that and it'll take you.
And you've got some certification classes coming up next weekend, right?
Yeah.
And those classes are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Now that's the actual certification.
That's an entry-level basic hypnosis, just your general
So it's a 2-day
certification
interactive
course.
hands-on learning of effective hypnosis techniques for clinical and medical issues. Okay. Now this is called the Hypno Elevation Alchemy Training. Now where does the alchemy come in? What's alchemy got to do with it?
Alchemy is actually about, not really 25 years old, but about 25 years ago, there's a gentleman called David Quigley, and he wrote Alchemical Hypnosis. He actually came across the theory that, say for instance, you were a person, you were adopted, or you had really bad experiences, bad experiences with parents, people in your family group. Alchemical would be you could go within and sort of recreate, say, the perfect father, a supporting mother, a good sibling. You could actually reprogram to sort of override all the trauma and have a real good, healthy type connection with the father energy, the mother energy. Sort of reprograms the mind in that way.
Okay, it says on your website, complimentary life coach certification. So you get a certification as a life coach, and what's the hypnosis certification?
It's a certified hypnotherapist.
Okay.
There's a second certification that's a little bit more extensive, delves into more metaphysical, holistic. It goes a little bit beyond just your medical and clinical, other approaches that you can use. And
Holistic Master Hypnotherapist certification.
Yeah.
How to use the natural transformational ability of the higher mind. Okay, and you've got several bullet points here listed, and you have a lot of retreats. Okay.
Yes.
Now, how do you teach hypnosis at a retreat?
It's a little bit more extensive. We do a lot more one-on-one. I guide and watch over people just practicing, and I leave it up to the students. You know, what do you want to know? Do you want to do past life exploration? Do you want to delve into future progression? So it's a master of, you can use all these things as a therapeutic tool. So it goes any direction you want it to. Spirit guidance. You can tap into the higher mind, which is like your higher self, that can sort of, help you through this life.
Now, how much can one person actually learn as far as hypnosis in
A weekend?
one day or a weekend?
Well,
I mean, it seems to me like it would take
it
years
does.
to really master the craft.
I think what has happened is over the 20 years, because the Virgo mind in me tends to consolidate and tends to streamline. You know, okay, this guy invented this. That's okay. We don't need to go into his history, but this is how the method works. So I teach mainly just methods.
Okay.
And I have everybody really experiment with those methods and know how to start and finish, and any ab reactions, you know, anything that may throw them off, or, you know, I have them experiment with that and not be afraid of it. Okay. So you can learn quite a bit. I actually took a class. I was real impressed, and it was pain control, and I learned it in 1 hour. The teacher was just really, this is how it is, this is what we're going to do, and I was real impressed how right to it you got, and you didn't have to go through theory.
Wouldn't a lot of it, though, depend upon how, I guess, open-minded the student is?
I don't know. Half of them were very strict medical nurses. There was a dentist there. You know, they're coming from mainstream professions, and everybody walked away feeling very confident in a day we could put you down for surgery.
And I've got another question for you from one of my listeners. This comes from Nawyat. And she wants to know if you believed in reincarnation before it came up in your hypnotherapy sessions, or if you learned about it specifically for that experience.
A little bit of both. I knew it existed. It wasn't anything that I felt like I had to believe in, but I understood it completely. I didn't really seek it out. It was an accidental thing that happened in my class, where we were trying. I was telling him earlier that I was telling Tony that in my class, they asked me to go. One of our intentional experimentations were to go to a good childhood memory. And I didn't go to a good childhood memory of this lifetime. I went to a good memory of a child that I had, which is my son out there. Okay. So I kept seeing this whole different thing, and the person that was working with me tried to guide me. What do you see? What do you see? And I was seeing not Tennessee, not my childhood. I was seeing something in Ireland, and I was seeing, you know, different things. I would ask, look down at your feet. What do you see? And I was like, men's feet. You know, it was very shocking in a way. But we tried for 5 days, and she would pull me out of it, thinking that I was just drifting. But finally, when they allowed it to flow, and just asked, well, where is that? What are you aware of? It went into another life. So that was the start of it. But it sort of just revalidated what I sort of felt anyway. It's been fun ever since.
Okay, Shay, is the Redstone Institute, is that website, is that your website also?
It was. I was working on it, but it's not anything I don't think you can get into.
Okay. So you want the only difference is you just leave the TN off. So if you want to search hypnoelevation.tripod.com, then you can get the Redstone Institute. But it's basically got the same information
pretty much
as your new website.
Yeah, the new website has a little bit more, and that was about 2 years ago. So every year a lot of extra information comes through, so I tend to...
You're the founder of the Redstone Institute. How did that come about?
That was sort of unexpected. I had taken the naturopathic degree course by the college that was, it was physicians that had gotten together, medical physicians that are all sort of jumping over the fence and doing, you know, the naturopathic. And they had formed a college and training. And I had taken that course, and they found out what I did, and they asked me if I would speak for one of the classes. And I just showed some basic, easy things, and then they approached me later and said, would I be interested in being a charter under them so they could have their medical students, you know, this is another modality that they could use. So that was sort of but what I'd done, what I'd done about a week earlier, my own self, I'd counted myself down, real simple little method, and I'd asked the mirror of the mind, future, to show me what my next step was, because I was at a sort of a lull and go, you know, what's the next thing? And I saw a long table, like a conference table in front of me. And within a week, I was standing in front of a long conference table talking and doing. So it's sort of, you know, you can do some pretty cool stuff.
Okay, you, Dr. Shay West, you work at Stonekeepers. Or, I mean,
That's
you work out
places.
of Stonekeepers. You have workshops and seminars and whatever. in hypnotherapy. But also, what is the Terra Luminia crystals adventure with hypnosis? What's that about?
That was another, everything sort of happens unexpected. My friend Ramona Adams that owns Stonekeeper, she's got a nice shop. It's got a little bit of everything. She orders crystals, stones, jewelry, eclectic things from all over the world. She'd recently got in touch with me, and I told her I'd come on down and we'd get back together and start doing some fun stuff and classes. So when I got there that day, she said, I got to show you something. She said, I went up to dig some, crystals at these different mines anybody can go to. And she said, I've come across this crystal, and she knows her stones. She knows everything there is to know.
Yeah.
And she's done a lot of research. She's called people. No one has ever seen this stone before. There isn't a name for it. I couldn't tell you what it's made of. She knows all that. And she was sort of just pondering, why have I bought this? And it's just it's a beautiful, like a terracotta and white, and so I just suggested to her, just out of the blue, I said, why don't we do a session, and just take a little piece of the stone, and we'll go in here and just ask the stone, because a lot of people do that just ordinarily, ask what's the healing power. And she had a pretty wild experience where she saw past and future, and was being shown and told that these are stones that would help people, the emotional attachment or addictions to foods, and how it would help sort of future things change, because our foods are changing and not what they should be.
Yeah.
That it would help us sort of adjust to that. And
I need to get some of those.
yeah, don't we all? So I took a piece home with me.
I love crystals anyway.
Yeah, these wouldn't be in the refrigerator next to your food. That was sort of weird. That's what it said, that it liked to be around the food.
Are you telling me that this rock told you, put
It didn't
me
tell
in the
me.
refrigerator?
Yeah. It said that it was from the Ice Age, that was sort of when it began. And it had some other...
So that just made it feel at home by being in the refrigerator?
Hey, that's where most of the food stays. So
Yeah.
it just wanted to be in there, so...
Okay, I've got another question
Okay.
for you. Let me pull this up here. Okay. Talking about the past life regression.
Yes.
This is now once again, and she wants to know if you can wait a minute. Can you tell about anyone else's past life that you're
Doing a
having
session?
with?
Yeah. What's happened is, because all minds are connected, over the years, as they speak, or as they're telling me that, some of the details, I will start to get, little visuals on it. That's been pretty neat. And sometimes, believe it or not, more than not, I may know that person from that time. So it's sort of a reconnection. So that's been really neat.
Does that happen often?
Yeah. Pretty much every time. So, yeah.
What is a soul retrieval? Bless you, Sandman.
I tried not to do that.
I know.
No problem.
Dr. Shay's like, oh my God, he's going to sneeze on me.
Sneezes are natural occurrences.
Good releasement.
I hate to sneeze.
Yeah, what is it? Shay, can you tell me what a soul retrieval refers to?
Yeah, it's
I want to know that too.
It's actually been around for a very long time. A lot of ancient cultures, Indian, American Indian, Aboriginal people cultures know this.
Indigenous cultures.
Yeah, exactly. That if a person feels like maybe there's a piece missing, and I listen to when they're talking to me in their words, because the words will let me know sometimes. They'll say, I feel shattered. I feel empty here. Or like there's a big part of me gone. I listen to those words, and that will be maybe something that happened to them by another person, anything painful. The soul has the unique ability to protect itself, or other people may have injured it, and that may take a little bit, Like if you're in a love relationship or a parent or whatever, you always have that connection with that person. And a little bit that happens. I mean, that's just the way it is down here. So it's a very natural occurrence that, like I was telling Tony before, that if a person will make a comment to me during their session that my heart hurts and there's a hole in it, that lets me know that energetically a part of them is with that other person. They've either given it willingly or that
it's been
taken, but it is a mutual thing.
Okay.
That person does allow it to go. Otherwise, it can't.
That's starting to make some sense to me now about what we were talking about before we went on the air.
Yeah.
Now, can you look at somebody, say, for instance, myself or Tony, and get some impressions from our souls?
Yeah, it doesn't really show me visually, but I get the impression. It happens to everybody. It's a very common, everyday occurrence. And
okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
I'm good at doing this.
Okay, that's okay.
So what do you see with me? Don't hold back.
Okay, I don't really see.
What
Sometimes I do.
What's your
The impression, my
Deep,
awareness.
dark holes.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
Everybody sees their soul energy or aware, and a lot of people are not aware. They don't ever think about it. We're not taught, so what does your soul look like? Where does it exist? What's the shape? What's the color? What's it made of? Everybody has a different, like some are gold, some are blue. But with you, it's more in here, like in the solar plex, which is common. That's what humans sort of do to each other. That's your energy, your life force that helps you through life. And if they can get that, then it sort of stops you. It trips you up, it messes you up, it's not flowing good. Yeah. So the solar plex is usually the first place, and that's where I sort of sense a little bit on the heart, too.
Okay. Now, what's the difference between it being here and in the heart?
Everybody's different. Sometimes it's based on your chakras, your heart is how your relationships go. Your soul is how you deal with life, maybe, or how you perceive life, how you handle it,
So are you saying I'm a very soulful person? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but there is a part of you that you just need to call back. It can be as easy. You don't have to go to a hypnotherapist to get it back or a shamanic journey.
Okay, I'm trying. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'll get.
We're having to share.
Yeah.
We've got a hum in this mic. Some of my guests told me, so I don't know. I don't know if we can fix it or not, but whatever.
Yeah, let me try turning it down a little bit.
Yes,
Maybe
Dr.
that'll
Shay's energy is interfering with the electronics.
Right, that's
Sometimes it's.
So
her
what-
energy
what-
does interfere with electronics. By the way, isn't that correct?
Yeah.
So it could. See, I was right.
Sorry.
I'm psychic. Who knew?
Yes.
I'm going to ask her one more question.
Go
from you
ahead.
now.
Ask her
I'm not
another
going to take
question.
over your
No.
show.
That's
But,
fine.
dude, I have been told by lots of people. I don't think anybody's psychic or anything like that.
Right.
But I've been told that I have a very old soul. What the heck does that really mean?
Well,
And
to
do
me,
I have an old soul?
everybody does. What is
Okay.
old? I don't really use that term a lot because in my experience, most everybody's soul awareness, you began a long time ago.
Right.
way, way, way back before Earth, before a lot of things. So an old soul could mean that you've been through a lot of different experiences, which I find that we've been through every experience, male, female, up, down, all around, good, bad. And maybe they're picking up on just the wisdom that you've gathered from all those things. Because it's just gathering experiences. That's all.
I'll buy that.
Okay. But we're all pretty much, they do say there's some new souls, which I think maybe Earth is their first experience, like they've been other places. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
Sorta.
understand totally. Yeah.
Yeah, like you may be an old soul to the Earth
Right.
experience. Been here a lot.
But not to other places.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for anyone who this is their first trip.
Yeah, it's pretty rough on them, actually. Yeah.
Or maybe they're just trying to learn as fast as possible.
I don't think they knew before they got here. That's the problem.
Ah.
Yeah, soul amnesia is a
Okay,
thing that
ascended
happens.
masters, spirit guides, angels, light beings. Do you interact with angels or other people's spirit guides or other people's angels? I mean, how do you perceive that?
Well, during a session or when I'm around people, it isn't anything I went and searched for, nothing I've really consciously asked for, but I just get impressions, and at times I've seen just different creations that are considered ascended masters, angels.
So
different
what's the difference between the way that you work and, say, a psychic medium?
That I really don't know.
Okay.
I don't know I think it's probably on the same.
Do you talk
awareness.
to dead people? Do you whisper to dead people?
Well,
the dead whisperer.
Nobody actually dies.
Nobody actually dies.
You just leave the physical,
Well, how about those who are living impaired?
Yeah.
Living impaired.
The in-between. Living impaired.
You can't say ghosts anymore. They don't like that
Right.
term. I don't think.
I just...
Have you gone politically correct? PC or...
Well,
Never.
I feel like they're just lost, misinformed. This is how I look at it, and I explain this to a lot of people. When you're a kid and you got in trouble and you didn't want your parents to know, so did you hide? Everybody wanted to hide from the parent. If the parent was angry or thought you did something bad, you avoided punishment.
Right.
That's the goal.
I used to have to cut my own switches. I hate that.
Exactly. Yeah, I did too. Had to pick them. But anyway, and if they weren't big enough, I was made to go out and get another one. But anyway, the concept is this. Just think about it in reality terms. When you were a child and you knew you did something wrong, or if your parents got mad at you, knew you were going to be punished, didn't you want to hide? And so say, for instance, people look at the higher power or God as their father, or sometimes they're in fear of punishment. When you leave this human form and you return back to your energy or your spirit form, some people, due to the way they were trained or brought up, fear they're going to be punished. So they try not facing God, or they don't go to the light, and they sort of hang in the middle, and they get a little lost and a little scared. It's just fear, really, that keeps them hung in the middle, not moving on. Does that make... That's the best way I can explain it.
Is this term hypno-elevation, is that your term that you coined?
Yeah, I guess so. It came years ago, sort of just happened to elevate or rise above, a lot of just human issues, problems, things that were interfering, in everyday life, just sort of rise above and elevate. And there is a power of the mind. It happens even if you're not hypnotized. People that have been through trauma, wars, a lot of people, it just kicks in.
Right.
This is Jason Momoa, and I'll be your finance professor today. Welcome to Banking Smarter 101 with Chime. Bam! First lesson, sign up for Chime and set up direct deposit. You'll be joining millions of members banking fee-free. Second lesson, get cash back on eligible purchases while building credit and a higher APY on your savings. That's how you bank smarter this season. Fa-la-la-la-la, class dismissed. Join Chime today.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and a secure Chime Visa credit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. Details at chime.com/feesinfo. With a qualifying direct deposit, earn 1.5% cash back on eligible secure Chime Visa credit card purchases. On-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. APY means annual percentage yield. Learn about credit building and more at chime.com.
It just kicks in.
Hypno-elevation is the technique of journeying upwards into the higher levels of the mind to connect with your higher dimensions. Higher dimensions of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so your higher self is just you, as part of you? Your angel is part of you?
Can be a little bit of both. What I refer to is, a lot of people say, well, we have the physical body here, and then there's an energy body or a light body that you actually return to or get connected to when you leave the physical. And it's on the little higher vibration, more light.
Okay, when you leave the physical, as in
When
out
you
of
die.
body, or...
Yeah, when you die, or...
What's the difference between out-of-body projection, say, on this earth, and then astral travel into other dimensions or other
Not a thing.
spirit realms?
It's the same thing. You just go a little farther.
You go a little farther from Earth, or
From this box.
where do aliens fit into all this? I mean, are they entities that can be communicated with, like spirit guides, or?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
Houston channels them at times. We've, had conversations, and in fact, the aliens, because I've, done the UFO filming out there at the Secret Vortex, and
Which I've been to.
which Sandman has been at the Secret Vortex, and he actually told me that the aliens gave me a certain time and date to film when certain kind of craft were coming through that I had films of before, so I guess they were trying to help my my UFO business. Yeah, where does the whole alien? I mean,
well, this is how I perceive it.
Okay.
My own way to understand it, or just my own awareness, just like your computer, like the internet. Just think of your mind as hooked up to different points. You know, they're all connected, and you can get there really fast, and you can ask for information. You get it. It's sort of like that. To me, I see channels, wires, whatever you want to call it. To me, it's no different than the internet. It's just a little bigger, a lot bigger.
Is there any limit to the power of the mind?
I don't think so. I know so. There isn't.
So you can do anything?
Pretty much.
You can levitate, fly.
Yeah.
But you just have to learn how to channel your mind to be able to do it.
You actually, that's part of it. You actually have to go in there and say, okay, do I want to believe in gravity? I mean, do I want to be limited by it? It's just here. You know, it may not really exist.
So if you can convince yourself that gravity doesn't exist, you're saying that you can
there's
fly?
Just didn't work for George Reeves, but
I know. There's a lot of people.
Man.
It takes a lot. I mean, it may, for some people,
I'm bad, I know.
For some people, it may just be one thing, but for others, it may take 25 years of trying to go to that deep part of their belief system, or their core beliefs.
Speaking of going to deep places, I have a question again from one of my listeners. It's this person says that they're trying to learn how to meditate, but that they can't stop their mind from thinking while they're doing so. And wants to know what your advice to them would be.
Stop trying. Trying really messes you up.
Okay.
It can be very simple. I used to be the same way. Meditation, I read it in books and tried to do this and this set this way. And there's really, everybody's different. Pick a very simple method. Count. Think of one thing. But the mind will, even in hypnosis, which is a really deep relaxation, you have to realize you're expanding your mind. So your mind will go off in all different directions. So it's very common. It may take a while. It just depends on what do you think meditation is. Does it mean your mind is totally blank and at peace and there's nothing coming in? You know, you have to ask it to be that. You have to really make
That's
it.
hard.
It
That
is.
would be really hard to do.
It is, because your mind is.
I think what you just said,
So
though, is a good
involved.
answer, though. Think of one thing, because
Yeah.
it's hard to think of nothing, because every time I think of nothing, I'm actually just thinking about nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So-
Your mind will take its own
You know,
little.
But when you repeat something, that's why they have mantras and all that.
Exactly.
You just repeat one thing, or you go through the same steps or visualization, or like you said, counting.
Yeah.
It just becomes repetitious, and all of a sudden you get lost in it.
Yeah.
It's like music, you know. You listen to music and you forget about your problems, you forget about the world. And that's kind of what the meditation effect is not thinking about anything specifically. In other words, you just kind of tune in there to.
You know, if we had been smart
Uh-huh.
and we could have set this whole thing up tonight,
Right.
and we could have had her hypnotize me on the air, that would have been great.
We can still do that. But
Yes.
that's okay. I'll prepare you.
Have him bark like a dog.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No.
That's up to him.
Yeah.
Sure. You want to try it? Would
sure.
you like to try some
I'll-
you want to do it
I'll
after the
do
break, though? Because
We'll
we got
do it.
we got about
We'll talk
10
about it
minutes
for a
here
little
for
bit.
the break,
we'll
and then
talk
we'll
about
we'll
it.
go
We'll
ahead and
see.
talk about it. And then when we
I'm not
come
trying
back,
to take over your show. I'm just,
no, this will tease the audience, and
You
and
tease.
your listeners are probably listening more than my listeners, because my listeners probably know what day I'm supposed to be
Yeah,
on.
your
you know?
listeners, they think you have the night off. So actually, it kind of is my show.
Yeah, this is kind of your show
we'll,
too.
We'll call this show ParaReality Nashville. How about that?
Okay. ParaReality in Nashville.
There you go. There you go.
But to your listener about the meditation, it does depend. You cannot find. It sort of has to just pick something simple, something maybe off the wall. My thing is just I count backwards from 10 to 1. I've done that every morning, every night. The more you practice it, the more the mind says, "Oh, that's what you want me to
It's
do."
funny you should mention that because We have to. Dr. Shea and I have to share a mic, so our heads are going to bump together, which is not a bad thing, my friends. I've always had problems going to sleep, and what I used to do to help myself go to sleep at night would
count sheep.
Well, not necessarily close. I would use a form of meditation where I would imagine myself in a room with a chalkboard.
Right.
And in one hand I had a piece of chalk. In the other hand I had an eraser. I'd draw a big circle, and I'd write the number 100 in the circle, and then I'd erase it, and then I'd go 99.
It's actually a hypnotic technique
that
people do to get people.
Right. And the whole idea was before you get to 0 or 1 or whatever, that you would be asleep. And,
it's all the same.
And it would always work.
It does.
And
it's just training the mind to follow a path.
And when I did get hypnotized, I talk with my hands a lot. So if I hit you in the head, I'm sorry. When I did get hypnotized years ago, it was for sleep.
Right.
And the guy that hypnotized me gave me a scenario to play through in my head every night when I went to bed. And I'm not going to bore everybody with what it was, but I was like, I have an open mind. You know, I describe myself as my listeners will find this very familiar. I am an open-minded skeptic. That's what I call myself. But I kind of went into the whole thing with like, my mom was like, oh, you got to go to this guy because she had been hypnotized. And I was like, I just really don't think this is going to work, but I'll give it a try. And, well, lucky for you, but it did. It worked. And when I walked out of there, I was thinking to myself, I just don't see this working. I really don't. But when I went to bed that night, I laid down and I closed my eyes. Bam, the scenario started playing in my head. Went to sleep.
Yeah.
And it worked for several months. And then I had to go back for reinforcement.
Yeah.
But by that time, he had moved.
Yeah.
So
a lot of us do. We tend to get called different places for different experiences. So
I think he's actually, at the last I heard, he was teaching at some college or something somewhere. So
yeah, that happens. But it is as simple as just finding a very simple, it doesn't have to be anything that's been written in books, just make up your own happy place and go there.
Okay, the AADP is the American Association of Drugless Practitioners, and that's in Texas, Gilmer, Texas.
Yes.
drugless practitioners.
Yeah, they've been around for quite a while. They accredit, there's a lot of very popular naturopathic or holistic colleges that have been accredited and backed by them for quite a while. It was just part of the organizations that were into naturopathic, holistic, alternative, complementary medicine. Sort of a big organization.
I'm sorry.
So you work through them. The graduates of your institute are eligible to apply to be board-certified holistic health practitioners through that organization, the AADP, which is American Association of Drugless Practitioners.
They're pretty well known. They carry a lot of...
Well, if they're drugless, where does the alchemy come in? I mean...
Alchemy and drugs,
I know you were using alchemy in a different sense.
Yes. Alchemy just means changing negative to positive to me.
Okay.
Well, speaking of your doctor, an ND, a doctor of naturopathic medicine, and you're a board member of this, say that again, Tony, what is it?
AADP, American Association of Drugless Practitioners.
Okay, so I've checked into this a little bit, and really Tennessee doesn't really recognize your
not any
doctor of naturopathic
We're not
medicine.
Here to practice, and it doesn't recognize it to be a...
How has that affected what you do? Have you found that people are just really don't care whether you're like a licensed practitioner in the state of Tennessee or anything?
Well, I don't practice the ND.
Okay.
I don't really practice. That was just something that I wanted to do.
You did that for yourself.
Okay. And because it does encompass the stuff I already know, which is just the herbal supplement, the vitamins, the massage, all therapeutic, natural therapeutic.
Yes.
Past, present. So I did it for me. It wasn't a thing I was going to do. It was just one of my things I wanted to. Because I think in the future, because I see the medical field, I turned down a medical degree because I felt like I'd be going backwards.
Yeah,
so that was
I
my.
know what you're saying. You're saying, but in the future,
Yeah.
you can see where this is going to. And I agree, but I think unfortunately that modern medicine, the way it is today, we've got a long way to go before that happens. Just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just it'll blend in the future, and it is already, because a lot of your medical physicians are already, they have those degrees, because they were,
yes,
that was
I
half the
just gonna
class,
say
yeah.
I
That
was
was
gonna
my
say a lot of MDs are
classmates
going
were,
towards that.
yeah, classmates
Yeah,
were
those two.
medical doctors that were taking it, and we were doing it together, and, it'll work. It'll
Right.
work. That was just, BND, I don't really use it. That was just a credential just for myself and for future, and I like the hypnosis. They're quicker.
Can hypnosis be used to activate or release your psychic abilities, or like
Definitely.
to enhance abilities for
Yeah.
remote viewing?
Yes.
And in remote viewing, as you said, there is no time, so you can actually project to the future, as in like astral projection, out-of-body projection, however you want to perceive that. But in other words, you could go into the future and find out who's going to win the football game tomorrow, and then call your bookie in Vegas. And
At that moment, you could find out what stands at that time.
at that moment, but
At
the
that
future
moment.
is not set.
No, it's not set.
So it's ever changing.
Yeah.
So
it's
but-
always adding and changing.
So
and
one of the tricks that we discussed earlier is
Yeah.
to
get as close to the
be
event
close
as
to the
possible.
event. Like if they're going to announce the lottery tonight,
Right.
then that would be very close to the event, and it probably wouldn't change the numbers.
Yeah. About maybe an hour before. Start
Yeah.
delving into it.
If it was a week before, which I did it before with a different hypnotist, we got all but one number correct.
Variables happen. and
Now,
that's
is there
just the way it
anything
goes.
wrong with using hypnosis or psychic powers, for that matter, to win the lottery, or to
No, there's nothing wrong.
If you're not intentionally hurting anyone,
or if your
What
intention,
why would
what
it
you're
be?
going to use the money for, is not a bad purpose.
Well, why would it be?
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
it's not
just-
really. It would be all good, especially everybody needs
I know
money.
this one remote viewer, Aaron Donahue. Are you familiar with him, Sandman?
I have heard of him, yes.
Yeah, he's been on Coast to Coast quite a bit, and he calls himself a Luciferian, but he's won. He went over to Japan. He won 11 lotteries 11 days in a row, and he posted the numbers. He had a Price Waterhouse or whatever, the sealed he had proof of the fact that these encrypt, and he had it encrypted on his website too, so that these numbers could be checked. That he actually posted the numbers in advance, and then actually played those numbers and won. And then he did it 10 days in a row in America.
He may go in with what we call emotional immunity, meaning your core beliefs. If you believe money might make you bad, or money might affect your personality or affect your life, or it might change you in some way.
Yeah.
Of course, you don't want to be changed. So that's why I think some people can, delve into their own belief system and go into emotional immunity, where you don't have a.
Most of my
big deal.
Luciferian friends do not care.
Exactly.
They're just fine with making money.
Well, money's just energy. It's just what
Sure.
your core belief, what you've absorbed, and
Right, and there's
what you
nothing
feel.
wrong with money or having things that, or
Yeah.
those are tools, and that's what we
It's just part of life here.
enjoy life. Yeah,
But our perception of the people that have money, or
the
it's
haves
gotten
and the
really,
have-nots, type thing.
It can really get into the mind and sort of block or keep you from connecting with that energy or the money or whatever. I've experienced it myself, so I understand. Going through phases of different concepts or understandings of, oh, okay.
But really, whatever you project out there is what comes back to you. If you project, or if you ask the universe for money or for whatever, a new house or car or whatever.
And sometimes if you ask for it, how deep not how bad are you asking or how intensely are you asking, but where is it, how deep inside yourself, it's a hard thing to really, because everybody is so different, and their concepts and their belief systems are so different. who knows what the real key is to getting the money? What's the perfect way to
Is there an
ask?
emotional component to it where, in other words, if you just really want this, or you visualize exactly how you're going to feel when you achieve what you're trying to achieve, does that kind of connect it to? I mean,
helps.
how much is it where you're just either perceiving the future or you're actually creating it, or you're influencing what's going to happen?
Yeah. I feel that, and I've watched it happen in my clients, people that have come in and have had a lot of trouble, getting their goals made or getting close, and they would say, this is what I want. And just in that session, I'd say, okay, feel what it's like to actually have it. 5 years from now, how would you want your everyday to be? And they connect with it, and 5 years later, they call me and they say, hey, the weirdest thing happened. And it's nothing that they actually can tell you step by step how it happened. It just somehow they met it. It's come to them.
So do people who believe that they have bad luck, do they actually create that bad luck for themselves just by some people because they believe it?
Well, they've probably been told about it. They've probably seen it. And inside them, they fear it. And fear will come to you that way. And yeah. But things happen. I mean, what's bad luck, I mean, everybody's going to have an accident. I mean, it's hard to just live a totally charmed life.
I've got a really close friend of mine that's like a brother to me. And every time we get together, something messed up is going to happen to us.
There are people like that.
I started to say something. I almost slipped. But something really messed up is going to happen to us.
Yeah.
What?
Could be. There's a lot of different factors, I think. It could be their mind.
It may not be luck. It may be skill.
Could be just a habit. After you do something 21 days in a row, it just becomes an everyday thing.
Albert Einstein kept a horseshoe above his office door, and a higher-level scientist came over, and she had saw the horseshoe, and she commented, "Don't tell me, Dr. Einstein, that you actually believe in this." Superstitious stuff. He said, oh, no, that's just a bunch of nonsense. I don't believe in that at all. She said, well, then why do you have the horseshoe up there? And he says, well, just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Yeah. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
So, anyway, we're at the top of the hour. You're listening to WRFN, Radio Free Nashville, Pasquo, Tennessee, 98.9 FM. We're going to take a slight break here, and then we're going to come back and see if Sandman can undergo an induction process and see where that leads.
Okay, Chad. Today you're gonna drive the all-electric Toyota BZ.
But my electric vehicle phobia. I'm not ready, Dr. Ross.
I believe in you.
Oh my gosh. We're inside it.
Try to take deep breaths, okay?
The ventilated seats, they're touching me.
You can do this, Chad. Drive the car. How do you feel, Chad?
I feel cured. Woohoo! I'm doing it!
The all-electric BZ. One drive can change your mind. Toyota. Let's go places.
We're back. Paranormal Nashville. Our guest is Dr. Stephanie Shea West. Dr. West is going to attempt to induce hypnosis in our favorite ParaReality host, Sandman. Sandman, whose identity, of course, is secret because he is a superhero. And all superheroes keep their identities a secret. Okay, Dr. West, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you begin the process. And is it okay if I make comments or talk while you're doing it? Okay, go ahead.
Because I'll make the suggestion, that if you have a question, and I'll ask Sandman's permission that we both interact with you during the session.
Okay. You're going to try and make me bark like a dog or something.
No.
I won't let him do
No
that.
problem. No, I want to do this all on the up and up and
I'm a very ethical
for some
person.
good purpose. Now,
can't allow anybody to mess with you.
What is our purpose here now? Do we have
any
one?
certain goal? Something you want me to pose the question while you're?
I don't care.
You better.
I mean, it was just a whim off the top of my head. So when I mentioned it. I don't have any
certain thing.
Yeah, I don't have any certain thing. So I mean, you're the professional. Do you what do you recommend? What do you like to do?
What we can do is we can ask your mind, because I'm very client-centered. I never assume that I know what the client needs or the patient needs. There's a part of you that knows if I were to pose the question, so what do we need to be aware of today? It'll let us know. So it'll guide us from there. So it's all in your control.
And this is the perfect time to begin because it is now 11:11.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I do is my method, and I'll ask you, how do you like numbers? Is numbers a good thing?
As long as I'm not adding them.
Okay. Or would you rather take a little vacation and a little trip just to a good place?
Okay, yeah. Let's do the vacation.
That's better.
Yeah.
The reason I ask, because numbers can be irritating to some, and you may not. Okay, that's why I ask, because you never know if you get a banker or someone. Numbers are just not a relaxing thing. So
no,
a nice,
let's not do numbers tonight.
Cool vacation, just a journey.
I need a vacation.
Yeah, everybody does. They're all good. So you can sit and get comfortable. It doesn't take laying down or lying down.
That's what I'm trying to do, is get comfortable.
Yeah, and it'll get easier as we go. Okay. But I'll just have you in a moment whenever you feel ready.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to get comfortable.
Yeah, and you'll be supported. Your body will make all adjustments to support you. You won't fall out of the chair, because your body knows you don't really need to fall out of the chair.
Okay.
So it'll take care of that.
So I'm gonna set the mic like right here between us, because we're having to share, and we're gonna see how this works.
Okay.
Now, I know I've got people that are on the messenger services trying to get in touch with me. So whatever questions you guys have, ask them or hold them, because it's going to be a minute or so.
Yeah. We'll do about 10 or 15 minutes, if that's okay.
That's fine with me.
That's great.
Okay.
All you got to do?
You're full of it.
Yeah.
All right.
All you've got to do, it's okay, is just close your eyes.
Okay.
And in a few moments, I will talk about just a nice, easy, very relaxed, very safe, natural place.
Okay.
Place you may recognize, a place that you might have been to before, physically, or a place you may have created in your mind once upon a time, just as a little escape. And however you do this is the right way. If you need to move and adjust your body during this time, feel free to. If you need to ask a question, feel free to interrupt me. That'll be okay too.
Okay.
So it'll just happen naturally. It's easier than you think. There's really no certain way to do it.
Okay.
Just let it come to you. There's no trying. It just flows.
Okay.
You ready?
I am ready.
Okay. Just fill your eyes. Focus on them. You'll notice in a few moments that they'll be more relaxed. It'll be easier to become aware of your eyes and your eyelids. Becoming a little bit heavier, more relaxed, as you need it and want it to be. Notice your breathing. Become relaxed and more comfortable, and allow all sounds that you may hear around you to help you relax. You'll know what they are, and everything's taken care of at this time. With each breath, notice and become aware of just a softer, easier way to feel. You'll still be very much in control, and at this time, you may want to engage or call in a protection, an awareness, what you feel comfortable with. Could be a color, could be a light, anything you need to feel safe and secure, and it'll be there for you. And think or imagine, become aware of your natural, safe place, a place you've been to, a place you feel the best in. And just take a moment, and with each breath, feel very safe and supported, and you're doing great. Just remember, your body can adjust and get very comfortable, but you'll stay seated and supported right where you are, and everything will be okay. You're still aware but relaxed, and it becomes easy. It all flows together. There in your awareness, feel your breath, feel your eyelids, relax. It may even feel like that your eyelids have like a relaxing gel that brings total comfort. Feel the muscles relax and release there. And you know that you can open your eyes at any time. You can do whatever you need to do at any time. But you feel and you choose to keep your eyelids totally, completely relaxed so you can enjoy this session. And just see if they'll open and just give them a little try. Great. Just close them back down. See how easy that was? And just relax. You're doing great.
Listeners, do not listen too closely. I do not want you to fall asleep.
And you won't. You'll be in a good state of relaxation. And I'll ask you this. Do you feel safe? Do you feel comfortable?
Yes.
Good. You're doing great. And we'll just ask that part of you that knows, the part of the mind that's always there, awake and aware, to bring even more comfort, more security and safety. And just let me know, what are you aware of?
I feel sad.
That's okay. Ask that part of you that knows, is there a reason or a cause that brings this feeling to you?
Yes.
Do you feel like talking about it, or? And that's your choice.
I don't know how.
Okay. It's okay. If you were to describe the feeling, if it were a physical shape or form or color, would that help?
Yes.
Okay. If it had a shape, what would it be?
It'd be a person. It'd be a man.
Okay. If it had a name or a message, knowing that you are safe and protected from this, totally in control. Do you know who or what this purpose of this person is?
I know. It's Ray.
Mm-hmm.
It's my dad.
It's okay.
I miss my dad.
Okay.
I've been thinking of him.
Mm-hmm.
Today.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss him.
Why do you miss him? Do you know?
We were close.
Mm-hmm.
He was taken away from me.
Okay.
Too young. He was too young.
Okay. If you were to become aware of even more of your energy and your surroundings and where he is, where his energy resides, Where would that be?
I don't know.
It's okay. I'm going to ask that part of you that knows that the feeling of sadness that you spoke of, I ask it by your permission only for it to turn, for it to improve and bring you more information that will help you deal with this and help you understand even more of the reasons and maybe even understand what's going on with him at this time. And it'll be okay. And if there was a message in that feeling that would change things, make that part of you feel more complete or more balanced, what kind of message is that part of you wanting to express?
I'm not sure.
It's okay. It'll come in the right time, in the right way. You can receive a good positive support, good positive information that'll help you heal and connect in the ways that you should. And it'll be natural. Is there anything else that you're aware of at this time?
I feel more peaceful.
Good.
I feel like I have a weight, a burden on me.
Where does this come from? Do you know?
It's hard to life is hard. I have so much on me in my life, and I can't figure it all out. It's I don't know, I'm too busy. I need a break.
Mm-hmm.
I need some rest.
Yeah.
Tired.
Yeah.
I can't shut my brain off.
Right.
I need more time during the day.
Mm-hmm.
I need an extra me.
Well, all is possible. You will have plenty of time. You will have all the time you need. Extra time will come to you. You will have plenty of rest after this session, and long after this session is done, you will feel very rested. You will receive the understanding, the guidance, the answers. You will be able to figure it all out, and it'll be easy The burdens are lifted. You can feel them now. They're just thoughts and thought forms. And just let them go so your mind has the energy, the time, and you'll notice these things happen immediately. You will feel them physically. Your energy will respond, and things will happen in perfect order. You'll receive a lot more understanding, guidance, information in a very easy and natural way. All you gotta do is ask, and it's there. It flows natural and gentle. Feel your body become lighter, more relaxed, healthier in every way. And you'll feel a deep connection to what you need, what you request. It'll be safe, full of energy, of the best kind for you. And I'm going to count from 3 to 1. At 1, you can open your eyes, feeling better than before, feeling completely rested and refreshed. And this will be an ongoing feeling for you. 3, aware of your body, aware of your energy, feeling healthy, uplifted, light. 2, remembering, understanding everything you've experienced, receiving even more guidance and understanding from this day on, having everything you need. And you see the number 1 in your mind's eye. Open your eyes, feeling awake, alert, and alive. Very good.
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
Wow, that was really amazing. I appreciate you doing that, Sandman, because you're really vulnerable. You're opening yourself up, and hopefully the listeners could hear it good. I could hear it fine, so I'm sure they could.
If you could hear, I'm sure everybody else could hear.
Yeah.
Which is that's a pretty natural happening.
How much time passed?
How much do you think? When I asked you that. What did it feel like?
To me, maybe 5 minutes.
I was about 18, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're
really
kidding.
have no concept. Sometimes.
No, it seemed like 5 minutes.
Yeah, 18 minutes.
Just a quickie.
At least, minimum 18 minutes.
But look at all the different things. Could you tell how many different things was sort of?
I had a lot of
a lot of stuff going
on. A lot of things going through my head. It was difficult for me to bring a lot of things
exactly.
up. I'm a very private person.
Yeah, me too.
And I try. It's a little bit easier to not be as, I guess, private when you're on a radio show and no one really knows you, and you can say or do whatever you to within the FCC constraints, whatever you want to do and say. But I try and whenever I have guests on such as yourself, I try and let a little bit of myself show through. But it's always it's hard for me, and I wish I knew why. I really don't know why it's hard to let people see the real me. Even, I could be.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I could be dating you for 10 years, and you might not ever get to see the real me.
Yeah.
But I do feel. I feel it here, and I know no one can see, but it's in my chest, and I feel lighter here.
Mm-hmm.
I have exactly the opposite problem. The real me just keeps sticking his head up, no matter what I do.
Well, see, and my problem is no one really has. I let one person, I think, get too close, and
it's a trauma.
Once again, this falls back to what we were talking about before we went on the air, and I let that person get too close. Didn't end well.
Right.
My viewpoint of it, big mistake, and unfortunately, I've kind of like created this, I guess, wall, for lack of a term. I've got this wall here in front of me, and nobody nobody gets past the wall in every relationship that I've had since then, whether it's a romantic type relationship or whether I'm your friend or whatever.
Right.
No one gets past that,
right.
you know, and that's, I think that was causing some, because I remember, I think everything that was said, and I remember I was telling you I can't
go there.
Yeah, I can't get it out. I can't say. I can't, you know.
And I don't ever force that person. Like I say, if it's not the right time, you know, I'm not going to keep pushing. There's been times where I would say, why can't you? And you would probably express to me, hey, there's a wall there. It's a protection. And I'd say, well, are you ready to let the wall go? And sometimes you'd say yes. Sometimes you'd say no. It depends. Because in that part of you, sometimes it'll say, hey, I'll be okay. You know, I know what this is about, and I'll be okay, even if I do let the wall and go further. And sometimes it says, nope, not today. And I just sort of let that be the
Our
guide.
guest is Dr. Shay West, and she just did a little induction technique with our good friend and compatriot, Sandman from ParaReality Radio. Sandman, do you have any questions from your listeners? I know you're checking it out here.
No, I had a question that this person wanted me to ask her off air.
Okay.
And I sent him a reply, and he was just saying thanks. So.
Oh, okay. Did you ask the question off air when we were on break, or are you going to do it later?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's already done.
Oh, good.
We did that totally without your knowledge, Tony.
Aha. That must have been when I was preoccupied.
Yes. How perceptive of you?
How perceptive of my imperceptiveness?
Yes.
I was not paying attention to not paying attention. So,
what else would you like?
Do you feel refreshed and invigorated and all that? You seem more lively now that you're out of the... What are you two laughing about? They're looking at
I don't know if I can say
laptop.
that on the air or not.
You can say it. This is WRFN. We push the envelope.
They're messing with him.
Yeah,
There's only 4 words you can't say now. You know?
Yes. Well, I can say.
Used to be 7.
Right. Used to be 7. This person that is a regular listener to the show, he was referring to the wall I was talking about. And He says that he likes to think of it more like an emotional condom.
Yep.
Ah.
And that's okay.
I'm so glad I asked.
As long as it's helping you and you feel good about it, you know, that's a good thing. It's okay to have one of those.
I could open up. I mean, my ex-father-in-law was born with a veil over his face, you know, and he had precognitive abilities and could see events before they happened often. And he was the 7th son of a 7th son, which is supposed to have some significance. Yeah. And so he had this veil, you know, over his face, like a layer of skin, you know, and I guess they remove that at birth when babies are born like that. And my ex-mother-in-law wrote a book about that. And I won't tell you the whole title. It's a 2-syllable. The second part's head.
Richard, what that mean?
Richard Head, yes. Richard Head is a very simple way to put it. And that was just a colorful title for her book. But he's quite an individual. I mean, he actually predicted a couple of people's deaths and how they would happen and everything. He didn't want to do this prediction, but it just came to him. And so anyway, we're kind of thrown off. We were talking about using hypnosis to remote view the lottery numbers. You know.
By the way,
yeah.
One of my longtime listeners who's been listening to my show for years said that it says she said it was very impressive because I've listened to you for years and your voice actually sounded different, almost childlike at one point.
Yeah. But,
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
But it happens to everybody. They, depending on when, depending on what part of your energy that still affects. You know, we all still have a child within. Could be wounded,
I think I'm
which is common.
perpetually 13. I mean,
that's okay.
You did a very good job of going through that process. I mean, you were vulnerable, and I was wondering because you were speaking so softly. You know, if everyone could hear you clearly, and plus there was a few pauses there, which were
that's natural
for radio. You know,
the death knell. For
yes,
radio.
the death knell for radio. But luckily, we have loyal listeners that understand that we do have.
And I should have explained that earlier.
Pauses happen from time to time on WRFN anyway.
Yeah, it happens often on my show.
That's a natural thing.
I have a question for you, Tony.
Yes, sir.
Ricky, who's been asking questions all evening, says that he wants me to kind of introduce you briefly to my audience, which he hasn't been listening to the show as long as some others.
Right.
People who've listened to my show for a while, they know who you are. You've been a guest on my show before. But he wants to know if you have any psychic abilities. I already know the answer to this, but...
yeah, I have psychic abilities. I was teaching remote viewing, or at the term wasn't around back in 1976, at Volunteer State Community College. Was the first place I taught what I was calling point of consciousness projection to psychology students and the classes over there. And yeah, I've had probably a potpourri of psychic experiences, and you know, my main thing is that I film UFOs and do some Bigfoot research. I've had 2 actual physical sightings, but yeah, my main skill, you know, along those lines is out of body projection, or you know, just remote viewing would be in my opinion, a lesser level of that.
Plus, you can kick people's ass, right?
Right. I'm a martial arts instructor for the last 30 years. Been involved in Tong Sudo for 33 years. Yes, I'm very old. I'm older than I look.
I'm not going to say
which is pretty damn old.
I wasn't going to say it.
Go ahead, go there. I don't care. I can take it. I can dish it out. Whatever.
At least you're still alive.
Yes. From the neck down. Coming at you live. 100 watts of roaring power. I used to be on a 50,000 watt station, you know.
Hey, soon we're going to be up to 1,000.
Hey, when we hit 1,000, you'll be able to hear us all over Nashville clearly. It'll be a lot better. And it all depends on write your congressman, or senator rather, because if it passes through the Senate committee, then it's a done deal. And it's already passed through the Commerce Committee.
Give your website. People
My
want to know
website.
your website.
I've got several websites.
Pick your main one.
You can go to Yahoo Groups, and I have a Yahoo group, Paranormal Nashville. Just search Paranormal Nashville on Yahoo group site. But my regular site is tonypratt.gozera.com. That's my UFO website. It's TonyPratt.gozera. Gozera is Gozeera, and this is the sound that Japanese people. This is what they say in Godzilla movies when Godzilla shows up. It's Gozera, you know. Actually, my cousin came up with that. That is actually an internet ISP. This is a whole, you know, group of websites that are on my cousin Sean Bishop's server, and he actually initially constructed the UFO website as well. But I've got articles on there from coast to coast articles that I've had in the past 3 years, and there are 3 articles. They're video clips and still photos of a lot of the different UFO footage. So check it out, tonypratt.gozera.com, and let us know if it's working, because that's important, because people can't get there if it's not working. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's working. It was working yesterday. So.
Don't chew on that, Max.
Cooper loves that chew too.
Oh, now he's into Cooper's food. Wow, he is loving it. What do you feed Cooper?
Blue Buffalo Life Protection Formula. He never leaves a crumb. I love it because it's made with high-quality protein, nutrient-rich fruits and veggies, and wholesome whole grains.
Looks like we're switching to Blue.
Blue Buffalo foods are made with the superior ingredients your dog needs to thrive. Can your dog food say that? Visit feedbluefood.com to learn more.
Any more questions, Sandman?
No, I think that's the screen is blank right now.
Okay,
so.
well let's ask our guests some more questions.
Yeah, since you did drive all the way here, we do need to ask you.
What do most people? What are most people coming to you? Are they seeking the metaphysical aspects, or are they just the smoking cessation type stuff?
It seems 50-50. I work around physical therapy, medical, clinical. I get a lot of referrals from the medical field, mental health field. So I have a lot of connections there. So I get a variety, but even the ones that come for smoking, weight loss, just your general type issues, they always, 99.9, they'll express a happening, something unusual, and I guess they feel comfortable telling me about it because I do the unusual. So this could be, I've had ministers, preachers, doctors, lawyers, people that you wouldn't think that would say anything out of the ordinary may express even before the session starts that they've had unusual awarenesses or happenings, and it sort of might take both avenues. We might do the no smoking or stop smoking or weight loss or fear or phobia, but then we might want to ask their mind, what was that experience about, So
what's the strangest phenomena or unusual awareness or happening that's occurred? I mean, have there been healings? Have there been psychic phenomena that people have experienced?
Actually, I guess I'm so used to it
All
happening.
of the above?
It's not really unusual or weird, or it pretty much sort of happens every time if I do a long session, or, I spend about 2 hours talking with a person, and then the session is, can be anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. But I've had people express just mostly spontaneous remembrance or something, the awareness of being even a different being, not here on Earth, but another place.
Have you had any, religious, ministers or people say stuff like that?
Yeah.
Now, see, that is very interesting because...
Principals of schools, people that are in places where they would tell me, now please don't tell anybody this happened, but deep down they sort of knew there was something extra.
The whole pastor minister thing.
Yeah.
To me, that is very interesting because if you've got someone who comes and says, "Well, I remember being a Roman or whatever," and here's this guy is.
I had a minister. I had a minister, a very religious minister of whatever church or religion, came and said, "Hey, there's this thing that's happening to me. I went to Italy, to Venice, and I knew the language, and I could turn the corner and tell you, before I turned the corner, I could tell you everything down that street." And it really freaked him out because every moment of his 2-week trip, he was having these deja vus. And so it was intense for him because he knew where everything was. He knew what everything meant, the signs, and he didn't take that language. There was no reason. He's from a little place here in Tennessee, never been out of the country, and he wanted to know why. He knew there was no reason that he could put his, and in the session it came that, he had been there. His experience had been there several times. So it was very familiar.
That's kind of like Edgar Casey. I mean, Edgar Casey was a Sunday school teacher.
Was very devout.
And he really didn't believe. In fact, he disbelieved in reincarnation, and a lot of the information started coming through, and it changed his views.
Yeah. You don't have to believe in it, because I really didn't give it, like I say, much consideration. I didn't have to believe or have a, something like that. But it just lets you know that it does exist, and it may for some, and may not be time for others to know.
Do people remember everything under hypnosis generally, or is there a percentage of them that just don't remember anything?
I've had very, very, very few out of hundreds or whatever for the last 20 years that would say, well, I think I went to sleep, but they really didn't. A part of their mind just knew that they needed to rest. But most of them, I will always say, you'll remember what you need to remember, and it gives them the choice. But everybody's always pretty much come out and said, hey, what did you think about that? They remember just like they're there, and they remember every word. So.
Do you ever have people that really freak out or just kind of get lost in another world type thing?
No. Just had a few very unusual, and I'm not one to judge, well, what is it? They may express different information from a different...
is there any danger of hypnosis is what I'm getting at? Is there anything that could go wrong, that you could program someone to walk in front of cars or,
No.
Assassinate the president at the keyword.
Yeah.
They do use hypnotic techniques to program people to do that. That's just the way in.
Mind control.
Yeah, it's a mind control, but it's really the same thing.
But I didn't think that you could under hypnosis tell someone to do something that they didn't normally have as part of their capabilities anyway. Like, I'm not a violent person, and I wouldn't shoot Tony. So what I was told was that you can't hypnotize me into shooting Tony because that's not something that I would normally do.
Right.
But if I had it in me,
who are we
but
to
if
say
you thought
it's
it was
really
a
not
squirt
in
gun,
you?
if you were hypnotized to believe that this is a banana you're holding, squeeze this banana, give Tony some of the banana.
Yeah.
There
is a way, like they say, everybody has a price.
Mm-hmm.
And it will go, you've got core beliefs and you have your, beliefs. You will survive. You will make sure you don't die. You will protect yourself. So yes, if that always kicks in. I've only heard of 2 cases that went to court for someone who used the hypnotic techniques unethically, and they were medical doctors, and they were not a hypnotherapist normally, but they used. I
can see where this was going.
And it's on the record that it's a little freaky. One of the ladies was coming to him for weight loss, and he wasn't really happy, and she wasn't happy with the response she was getting. So he made a suggestion to her, which a normal, good, ethical hypnotherapist would not ever go into the negative route. He said that the next time she overate, she would kill her dog.
Ooh. Okay, that's totally not where I thought it was going.
Yeah. So, just that weird little comment, she actually...
Hey, I know what my price is.
Yeah.
Peace of mind.
Yeah.
Winning the lottery can buy me all the peace of mind I need.
Yeah. But those things, you have to really... you have to really just sort of say a prayer before you go and say, hey, I need the best and I need only positive things to come out of this. So I do feel like you've got to sort of set your own mind before you go and trust somebody, to do hypnosis. Just say in your own mind, I need this to go the most positive, and that sort of kicks those things out, that might. But very rarely will you have somebody that tries to use it. Most of us know that, hey, it needs to be done in a good way, and we're not here to control or that person. So we just don't make those type of weird little comments. Shouldn't be there.
Okay, Shay, you have so many names. Stephanie Shay West, Shay R. West. What's the R for?
Well, I'm not telling my middle name, no matter what. But the R can mean, Redstone actually was a name. Yeah. That I'll probably eventually use that as a last name, only because I start having dreams about just this really pretty name that came, and it was Redstone, and I found out later it was supposed to be the sort of the name, and it goes back to maybe my connections out west in Arizona. And
does Shahathi have anything to do with this?
Yeah, he's the one that told me.
Okay.
That came in the dream, and actually came through another friend and said, hey.
Why do we have spirit guides? I mean, why do we need people hanging around, getting into all our business or
I know.
finding out about our private moments?
I know. I don't think we really need them. I don't see them as a necessity or a need. I do think before we came to this experience, I think maybe we made like, hey, if you be my buddy on that side, you can help me out, just sort of like having a best friend or just somebody to talk to when a physical person might not be there, like a support system. I think that's all that it is.
But
really.
if you don't know you have a spirit guide, then how use
But
it
there's
as a support system.
But a part of you does. That's what's so cool. Is there's 4 levels of your mind, and there is an awareness. Like, if we thought about it earlier, I might have said, "Hey, if you were to get into your awareness, and do you have a spirit guide or someone that's there, and you might come across that person in that level of the mind, in that awareness."
It's all in your mind and body.
Yeah, so you may. I've had people. Actually, my first session in class, a woman walked up to me and she says, "I've been trying to get to be your partner, and I know you're the one." And I was like, "The one what?" And she said, "You need to just say this to me, and I feel like I'll meet my spirit guide." And I had no clue what she was talking about, and I just said, "Okay, we'll do it." We're doing in class experientials, and sure enough, she. All of a sudden, while she's being relaxed, she said, "Hey, you need to be quiet because my spirit guide's here, and it's okay now. You've done what you're supposed to do." So, sometimes they'll come to you that way, and I don't know. I think it happens different for everyone, but in that awareness, you're aware of all different things that are happening to you, with you. Subconscious never sleeps.
Do you have more than one spirit guide?
Some people do.
I've been told that.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I think we have like little groups that. Just like a family, they have different purposes or reasons. Maybe they made an agreement with you earlier, before you got here, and to be your buddy. As long as they're helping and good positive support, it's a good thing. It's okay.
Okay, I was going to ask you about time travel. Okay. This is off the subject. I mean, because you are someone who is pretty knowledgeable all around as far as metaphysical things. Are time travelers part of spirit guides?
Yeah.
In other words, are they're on a different dimensional level or in a different time, but somehow they're still able to connect to you?
Just back to the internet, to me it's the same. You can connect to somebody that's in a different country, and it's just like
they're in a different time zone.
Exactly.
But you're still in real time. I mean, it's still
right. It's still there's a way to connect with them.
Yeah.
There's a way to communicate.
On an
this
unconscious
is physical
level.
To me, it's really, if everybody thinks of it that way, that's how I perceive it.
Right.
Being the same, that it can, just like you can dig into your archives,
Yes.
It stores up things that have been stored up, on
Yeah.
a bigger computer. So it's pretty similar to that.
You getting some questions there, Sandman? A strange look on your face. Comments. This is a weird show. This is not like Sandman's show. Sandman reads to us. Sandman has every second of airspace filled with sound of his voice.
I'm a perfectionist. I have to
Yeah.
script my shit.
Well, you're a very good researcher, and you have some really good, interesting topics. It's almost like storytelling. I mean, you're retelling the story that people made.
And I have done shows where it's just strictly storytelling, where
Right.
I've read stories on the air. So yeah.
Yeah, I really like the show that you had about Spring Hill Jack. That was a really good one.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Thank you. I wish I could listen to your show more often.
Yeah, I know you do your show every week, so it's kind of like you can't listen and do a show at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. But on that
But
fifth
I
Friday,
do tune into your show when I'm not.
Every 3 months on that fifth Friday, I can catch your show.
Oh, okay. So quarterly.
Yes, one show quarterly. I catch your show.
So, your show is more ghost oriented. I mean, you're a ghost hunter, right? Or formerly, or that?
No, I hate that.
You've had experiences, and you just kind of try to understand those.
I am a paranormal investigator.
Paranormal investigator.
Yeah. I hate the word ghost hunter But that's not all what my show's about. No, I talk about, well, you've heard my show. I mean, I talk about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Not just specifically ghosts.
Right.
So I try and talk about it all, man. From that to I've delved into the UFO thing.
Right.
I've talked about Bigfoot, and those are two of your areas of specialty.
Right.
I've had psychic mediums on the show. I've talked about Spring Hill Jack, Bermuda Triangle, just all kind of anything that's kind of like an unsolved mystery. I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I've had people who've wrote fictional books that has nothing to do with anything in reality.
Fictional?
Yes.
Fictional.
Yes, that too.
And fictional.
That too. Yes.
Fictitious.
That too.
Fictitious.
Whatever I said, yes. I've had people who've written books that have nothing really, to do with anything reality, on the show just because of the subject matter of their book. So, I'll throw my political views in there once in a while.
Where are you going to be next week, Shay? You're going to be doing the
the 21st
certifications.
The Saturday and Sunday I'll be at Stonekeeper, which is in Murfreesboro, and I'll be just doing an entry level. I've got about 4 students from just different variety of backgrounds. It's just real entry level, basic.
Where's Stonekeepers located?
It's 111 East Lytle Street, and there's a website, stonekeepers.com.
Okay.
They can go to. There's a map. It's a really cool store. Got a little bit of everything: crystals, books, lots of artwork, and different things from all over the world. She orders. So it's a good, fun place, good natural place to be.
Okay, now we're almost out of time. I want to give your website again, which is hypnoelevationtn.tripod.com. That's http://hypnoelevationtn.tripod.com/. And if people are interested in, let me ask you this: how much do you charge just for, basic hypnosis, like to stop smoking or to lose weight or
Right.
whatever habits people want to develop or get rid of?
The base rate is it's a 2-hour session.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them it's going to be this long because I'm really thorough and I explain everything as we go. It's $140, and 1 hour is $75.
What's the best way for them to get in contact with you? Through the website?
The website, just email hypno_elevation@yahoo.com, or the number that everybody can get in touch with, and leave a message, 931-994-1794. And just leave me a message and I'll get back with you.
Okay, why don't you give that information one more time?
Okay. Email hypno_elevation@yahoo.com. Phone number 931-994-1794. Just leave me a message, and sometimes it might take me about a day to get back with you, and because I get sort of caught up in what I'm doing, and it may take me the next day to catch up with everybody, but I will.
Well, thank you so much for being on the program. Our guest has been Dr. Stephanie Shea West, Dr. Shea West, and also Sandman from ParaReality has been great.
A thoughtful business gift does more than say thank you. It shows someone they're seen, appreciated, and genuinely valued. With 4imprint, you can choose from thousands of high-quality, customizable products like premium apparel, branded drinkware, tech, and more, designed to leave a lasting impression. And with expert support, dependable service, and 4imprint's 360-degree guarantee, you can be 4imprint certain your gift arrives on time and exactly as intended. Explore gifting with heart and certainty at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here, wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day, yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.